with the Rocket Group. You see that logo right there? Tapping now. Tapping now. Double tap to flip camera. Here we go. That's me. How you doing? Good to see everybody. Had a little music there from Reckless Kelly as we were coming in to the show. And wanted to talk to you today. First off, happy new week. It's broadcasting here live from Jefferson City, Missouri, somewhere in the middle of everywhere. It's snowing right now. So actually it's snowing pretty heavily. I turned the camera around to show you, but you guys have seen snow before. So stay warm, be careful, and watch out for the other people when you're driving down the roads. So today we've got something coming up this week. Today I want to talk to you about something we have coming up this week, and that's we're working with the Missouri Realtors and their annual January Business Conference, which is being held here in Jefferson City. We're going to be leading a conversation regarding live streaming video, just like Periscope here. And that's coming up on Thursday this week. We're talking for about half an hour, I think, about different aspects of live streaming. Then we're going to go into a panel discussion with some various real estate professionals who are using live streaming to achieve their goals or to help achieve their goals, to enhance their professional goals of listing and selling real estate properties here in the Show Me State. So what I wanted to talk about today was just kind of not the entire presentation, but just talk about a couple of the points regarding live streaming and regarding doing that in the real estate profession, specifically here in Missouri. So if you're joining in, so I missed somebody who joined in here on this Periscope stream. If you've got questions as we come along, feel free to shout them out in the text. Go ahead and message me there in the text. Second off, if you do log in, we do appreciate a follow here on Periscope. Just hit that follow button. And if you want to tweet this out or share this with your own subscribers, we sure would appreciate that as well. Again, social media rules, TRG rules, which we talked about before, reaching the audience of audiences. And that's what we'll be talking about this week with the Missouri Realtors. So first I wanted to get into a couple of the best practices, and the best practices are going to be published in the handouts that are being given to all the attendees of the event. So this is kind of a preview of something you'll see it live and be able to read and take home with you as well. So the first best practice I'm going to say is to broadcast your Periscope when your fans are actually online. So that means broadcast when people are here. Just missed somebody else jumped into the room. Thanks for joining us. Broadcast when your fans are online. I'm doing this at 12 o'clock Central. People are at their at their lunch break right now. Maybe they are sitting down with their mobile devices to catch up on the news of the morning, to see which rock legend we've lost today. I don't think anybody has passed away in the past 12 hours. So the news is kind of quiet. Here locally, it's all about the weather, which is now pounding down snow as we talk here live. So 12 o'clock noon would possibly be a good time. I've found that throughout using social media, any of the platforms, Twitter, Facebook, what have you, any of the almost real-time platforms, which live streaming is a live real-time platform, our actual best time to post any type of content that's going to have great interaction. Hey, Curly Girl, thanks for joining in. If you have any questions, feel free to post them as we talk about live streaming in the real estate profession. So you want to post, we found that the best audience times to post are between 7:30 and 9:30 Central, actually in the evening hours. Thanks for the heart. So if you can get out there and post content, specifically live streaming content in those evening hours, carve out some of your personal time to make that content and create this content just like this, you're going to have better results than if you're doing it at 12 noon like right now. Or thanks a lot, all those numbers there for joining the room. Appreciate that. You're going to have better success posting in the evening hours than you would in the daytime or even the early morning hours. And we found this to be true on Periscope as well. We just finished throughout December 31, what we called our 31 days of LinkedIn. And those 31 days of LinkedIn, we kind of split those live stream Periscope broadcasts out throughout the day. And we found that the evening hours were much, much more well attended, much more interactive, much more retweeted and shared with audiences on the Periscope during the evening hours. Reason being is more people are at home. They are, whether they're sitting at home multi-screening or they're just chilling out with their mobile devices, what have you. We found that those evening hours, even on the live streaming. What's up, MG? How you doing? Thanks for joining. Have any questions? Feel free to pipe in as we talk about live streaming in the real estate profession. So schedule some time out of your personal time to do the broadcast, the live stream broadcast during the evening hours, okay? For your live stream visitors. We'll talk about captures and repurposing content here in a minute. Well, here we go with the minute. So the second thing we want to talk about is archiving your videos. Now, the Periscope live stream here, it lives for 24 hours. You've got your Meerkat, you've got your other apps that are coming up, Facebook Live. You've got your group video streaming chats through the Hangouts and through the Blabs of the world. All of these have short-term type things. Hey, Jay Matthews. They have short-term things that are going on. Hey, Zany, thanks for joining. KCMZ, how you doing? Okay, so we're talking about real estate and live streaming here. So now we're talking about archiving your video content, archiving your live stream. So there's a couple different things you can do. There's an app out there called Catch Me, KATCH.me, that will you can combine with your Periscope account, and you'll see it on our Twitter feed when we're done with this broadcast. Catch will archive your Periscope live streams, so that'll be another place that it can live for a longer time. Another step that we take to ensure another platform use for these kind of live stream broadcasts are to go and do a screen capture, a video screencast of the video. So I run a 20-minute chat here. I'll record 20 minutes of this presentation, then I'll upload that up to YouTube. So now it's there on YouTube as well as Catch, as well as on Periscope for the time that it lives. And that way it gives us greater ability to share this content across our other social media platforms, and also to embed this content into our blog. So if you're doing this as a real estate professional, hopefully maybe you're using it as a virtual walkthrough, a live stream walkthrough, an open house type of scenario. You want that to live out there for much longer than 24 hours. So you do need to capture your content after it's been live streamed and then archive it in the best ways possible, and then share that across your other platforms, be it social media, your website, what have you. So that's a way to engage live streaming and take the live and make it live longer, give it a little bit longer shelf life. So archive your live streaming content. Again, thanks for joining in here. I'm Gus Wagner. I own the Rocket Group. We're going to be talking with the Missouri Realtors at their January business conference here in Jefferson City this coming week. On Thursday, we're going to be talking live streaming with them and a presentation and a panel discussion. So this is a warm up into that type of content. So another thing that it's very important that you do when you are live streaming, and this is a practical tip for you, is to look at the lens that's actually filming you, not the screen that you're appearing on. Right now, I'm looking at the top of my phone, which is attached to a tripod. And I'm sorry, I'm getting an alert here from somebody else on Periscope. Somebody else is live streaming a Periscope during the lunchtime hour. So look at the lens that's actually at the top of the camera. I'm going to touch it here on the phone, right here at the top of your camera. Look at this lens, because if you're looking here at the screen, it looks to me like I'm looking at the floor. I'm looking away from my audience. When I'm looking up here at my lens, hey, now you can see my blue eyes, or whatever color they are today. You can see the reflection in my glasses lens of this camera. You can have an actual face-to-face, look me in the eye conversation when you look in that lens. So many people are doing this, looking down when they are talking. And it's good to look away from the lens. It's good to look off screen. Either way, still snowing, by the way, here in Jefferson City, Missouri. You can look at your notes, which mine are over here to this side. You can look down here to the bottom of the screen where you've got your interactions, your audience joins, your comments, your hearts, what have you. By the way, we appreciate all of those as well. So look at the top of the lens. Very practical tip, and it's going to help you to relate to your audience better. It took me a while to figure this out, and I'm trying to help pay it forward as quickly as possible to you if you might be a new Periscope streamer. Another thing you're going to be considering to look at, and this is critically important, especially I think this would be a huge obstacle when it comes to the real estate profession. Be in areas, only broadcast from areas of strong Wi-Fi connection. I'm broadcasting from my office, hence the backdrop here. I'm sitting at my desk in my office. Which has turned out to be a great place. But I'm about 3 feet away from my router, so I've got great Wi-Fi signal strength. I've seen, hey, Divas for Hire. Man, I love that name. That's great. I wish I would have thought of that. That's pretty cool. Thanks for joining us here. So again, broadcast from a place of strong Wi-Fi signals. You're in the real estate profession. You might be wanting to do a live stream of a walkthrough of a house. If that house is being lived in currently, there's probably a Wi-Fi signal. If that house is vacant or a new construction or in the middle of, maybe it's an apartment in the middle of a building full of steel and lots of places that are going to interrupt a Wi-Fi signal, test it out first before you go out there and start broadcasting a bunch of pixelated images. Even here, where I've got the strong Wi-Fi signal, I notice on the replays that I still sometimes pixelate. I still sometimes get bad images being broadcast out there. So I can only imagine if I was in a steel building or a construction site or an empty house that doesn't have Wi-Fi in it, that I'm going to be broadcasting a bunch of pixels, not a clear image of my smiling face trying to communicate my message, or you trying to communicate the attributes of somebody wanting to look at or possibly purchase the property that you are live streaming about. So be aware of your Wi-Fi signal strength. I would recommend really that you just do video. I do a video walkthrough and then broadcast that through your YouTube channel or embed that into your website. I don't really recommend live streaming at this point in 2016, January of 2016. Do not really recommend live streaming as a reliable tool to do a walkthrough of a property, a virtual open house, if you will. And then you need to be ready for the awkward. You need to be ready to be awkward. So, using an app like Periscope, where you got to touch a screen, and sometimes the screen's not responding. You have to touch a screen to flip the orientation. You have to touch a screen to stop the broadcast. You have to touch a screen to interact with the followers, what have you. To an extent. You're going to be interrupted by people logging into the room. Like you've seen me, you've got to be awkward when you're touching the screen accidentally, just like that. When people are joining the room, you're going to welcome them. You're going to want to welcome them to the room. If they have a question or a comment or what have you, you're going to have to be prepared for that interruption as you go forward. You're going to have to be prepared to take awkward drink breaks. Just like this. That's just water today. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to be prepared for that type of awkward interruption, awkward interaction, and such. You can't just talk to the screen just like this because you're going to lose your audience. The Periscope, the live streaming, whether it's the other apps or Periscope here, you've got to be genuine. You've got to be interactive. This is social media, so you're going to have to be social. And if you're just going to stand there and give a 30-second commercial, you're not going to be successful on Periscope or any of the live streaming apps. So be prepared to be awkward and be prepared to be interrupted as well. Be prepared to have those audience questions. And again, if you do have any questions, please do type them out and post them regarding the live streaming for real estate purposes. So you're going to get interrupted. There's going to be real world interruptions. If you're out in the field, the power might go out, or somebody might knock on the door while you're showing the house virtually through a live stream. There's going to be you might run out of power on your phone. Periscope is a huge power suck. Basically, you're going to lose about 1% of your battery charge for every minute that you're live streaming. At least that's my findings on my Team Android device here. So you're going to have to worry about power. So be ready for those interruptions. Be ready for, thank you, Divas, for inviting your followers. Dr. Walters, thank you for joining. Dr. Walter Sims, I'm guessing is what that is. Thanks for joining. So again, be ready for those interruptions, just like I did there. I was interrupted by people walking in the room, a good interruption, and I interacted with them, and so forth. So what you need to do is just be prepared. So the other thing, and there's the presentation I've got, it's about 25, 30 minutes. I'm not going to go into the full deal. Please do join us in Jefferson City at the Missouri Realtors January Business Conference. It's the Capitol Conference. You're going to go to the Capitol and lobby the legislators, then you're going to come back. Dr. Sims is a pastor. Great. Great to have you, Dr. Sims. And I do need all that pastoring probably help that I could possibly get. So if you're coming to the Missouri Realtor Conference here in Jefferson City this week, again, you're going to the Capitol, you're going to lobby the legislatures, you're going to have several different breakout sessions for the business conference itself. It's a couple-day event here in Jefferson City. Glad to have you coming to your capital city, my hometown here where I live and work and have for the last 13 years now, I guess. Glad to have you here. Spend some money while you're here. We sure do appreciate that revenue, of course. So that's pretty much it. The only thing I wanted to say that's we'll be covering this Thursday in the conference, but it's not really a best practice, is that we should be prepared. Periscope is cool. Periscope is awesome. Periscope is a Twitter tool. It is owned by Twitter and is going to be embedded into the iOS Twitter experience very soon. Shortly thereafter into the Android Twitter experience, whereas what that means is this feed, you would see this video, this broadcast, this live stream broadcast going out into your Twitter app if you are on Apple right now, and soon if you are on any Android device. If you're actually using the Twitter native app and not a third-party tool like Hootsuite or what have you. By the way, I'm a Hootsuite ambassador. Got to get that plug in. But there's something coming down the line which you've probably heard of, and that's Facebook Live. Facebook Live is going to be the live streaming tool for Facebook. It's out now for celebrities and journalists and radio stations. Other types of media are using it. I've seen people live streaming concerts. I've seen people and authors who are recognized by Facebook doing live streaming broadcasts through their Facebook page. Very, very soon it'll be available to all of us, probably first quarter. I'm not for sure on the exact date, but I'm guessing first quarter here in 2016. So all of us real estate professionals, all of us marketing professionals will be able to have that capability to live stream a video broadcast through our personal, right at this point, at this early stage, our personal Facebook pages. So I will give you a word of caution, and we'll talk about this again on Thursday. Please be careful with bringing your professional world into your personal timelines, because you're going to lose friends, you're going to irritate friends, you're going to get unfollowed if you abuse your personal relationships for professional purposes. So that's just something to consider that's coming down the line, and something that you're going to have to adapt to in the very near future. So we've been on here about 20 minutes or so. Any questions from anybody who's left in the room? Divas, Dr. Sims, are you still here? Okay, well, we'll wrap this up. I will ask you, if you're still here, or if you're watching this on the YouTube replay, please do subscribe at Rocket Group on the Twitter, at Rocket Group here on Periscope as well. If you're watching it on the YouTube, hit the little Rocket Group logo in the bottom corner of the screen, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out at rocketgroupllc.com. Search for @Rocket Group and you'll find us very quickly. I am Gus Wagner. I appreciate the people who were able to join us live today and who are watching this on the rebroadcast as we move forward into the future. And if you did watch this in sometime between today, Monday or Tuesday, and Thursday, when we are going to be doing the live event in Jefferson City with the Missouri Realtors, please do give me a shout and let me know that you're going to be in the room on Thursday, and we'll hook up and have a deeper conversation than time will allow, both here on the live stream and in the live event. So any questions, any obstacles, any challenges you have about social media, about marketing, about anything in your professional life, please do reach out. Maybe we can help launch that success story together. So I'm Gus Wagner. I thank you for the time. I thank you for watching. I own the Rocket Group, and I look forward to working with you real soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.